kerfuffle or something. Wallabies. Because I'm fat and out of shape. You're looking at one of the dumbest photographers around. Shooting on the phone today. So we drove up to Cascade to hang out with the family. Kelsey's parents got a house for us. It's pretty fun. The kids are all inside winding down for rest time. I'm gonna go for a stroll and look for some shots. It is like freezing rain off and on, which is sad that it's not snowing because that would be epic and awesome. We're gonna walk on down to the lake, whoa, where I know that Zach and I, oh my word, it's so slippery. It looks like it's mud, but it's rock hard ice. So there's a spot down here where Zach and I have fished. There's also typically like osprey and bald eagles down there. So gonna walk on down and see what we can see. And I also got a brand new lens yesterday. I got the new RF 15 to 35 2.8. Super stoked about that because my last lens was the EF 16 to 35 f 2.8 I just complained and whinged a lot about the sharpness of it in the corners, and I'd be so stoked about my shots, my wide angle shots, you know, getting some foreground interest towards the bottom of the frame, and just not liking how nothing was coming out super sharp. And I would find myself using my kit lens, my 24 to 105 f4, and doing like a pano instead of using my wide angle lens. I was between the f4 RF lens, I can't remember what it is, it's like 14 to 35 or 14 to something, and this new 15 to 35 2.8. So I went with the 2.8 because with the 2.8 I can still use it for possibly portraiture, astrophotography, night sky with a lower aperture, a little faster. Yeah, a little more versatile. I know it costs like over twice as much. It's so expensive. So I'm hoping it's going to be a big payout, a good investment, and I'll let you guys know how I like it. All right, let's march on down to the water. So I've been walking around for a bit. Can't really find a composition that I'm like in love with. I keep coming back to this puddle of water where the lake would normally be, but it's winter and it's kind of a reservoir type area. So they let a lot of water out in the end of the year and then also winter. So the water level goes super low. So it's partly frozen and partly just dried up. So we've got this puddle here. We have Tamarack, the mountain range across the lake here. A mosquito. Oh my word, a mosquito. I guess it is like 35 degrees, but I figured that'd be too cold for mosquitoes. So I'm kind of shooting with along the water's edge here. Yeah, trying to keep my footprints out of the picture. So I have to be very mindful where I step, and then trying to capture some of the clouds across the lakeway. The sun's kind of peeking out here and there, so I'm waiting to see if I'm gonna get some interesting light too. I've already taken one bracketed shot of this composition. I also saw a little killdeer bird out here playing in the puddle, so I got my 100 to 400 out and took some pictures of that. Even though you can see a killdeer like anywhere, it's still kind of fun for me. Right now I'm shooting at, because it's It's daylight, the sun's peeking out, and I'm surrounded by snow. I'm able to shoot at f8 and 350 of a second, so super fast with a f8 aperture and ISO 100. Not used to such bright situations here, but it's really cool. And yeah, trying to figure out how to get the reflection in the puddle of the mountains, but so far I'm not good at that. And I think it's just because I'm so far away from the mountains. Also, I can't quite get low enough at this angle. I don't know, it just seems like I haven't figured it out yet. I'm gonna keep shooting this scene and then maybe look for another. Something I'm finding super interesting is all these like little tracks out here. There's so many tiny little, probably like rabbit and squirrel tracks of little animals going down to get a drink of water at this small little watering hole I found. There's also like a kerfuffle or something I saw. Maybe something didn't make it back from their trip to the watering hole. Another thing that I know because I have watched a lot of Thomas Heaton photography on YouTube. Learned a lot from that guy, but he goes on and on about minding your scene in the winter, your own footsteps. I feel like I'm okay with wildlife footsteps, but I'm gonna have to side with him where like I really don't want my footsteps in the picture, you know what I mean? Kind of ruins the snowy scene. I think I found a couple more ideas for like foreground interests or leading lines and stuff, so I'm gonna shoot around some more. One thing I almost forgot and that I'd like to remind myself and everybody is don't shoot in autofocus when you're trying or planning on focus stacking. Because when you autofocus, there's a little bit of zoom in, zoom out that your camera does that'll make things a little more difficult. Although I'm sure modern technology can help a lot of that. But one thing I've learned is if I can do manual focus, and that's the whole point of the tripod, right? Like the tripod's making the composition exactly the same. So I don't want to zoom in and zoom out in between shots if I'm planning on laying those, compositing an image, laying those on top of each other. Otherwise it's a scaling nightmare in post-production. So you want to make as many right choices here so that post-processing can be as easy as possible when you're at the computer in the lab. All right, I've shot a couple like streams and little ice doodads. I really like them. I shot 2 of this little creek. Here's the first one. And then I moved on down to the creek where I saw like ice overhanging the water, and here's that one. Then I couldn't resist. I saw this like snaky stick, and I'm really struggling to get a good composition because I can't frame it up where I really want it to lead to the mountains a little bit better. I'm gonna try one last time to do a vertical image of it. It's just, I can't get in the right position. Plus, if it wasn't so snowy, I would move around a lot more, but I'm really scared to move a lot because I'm leaving massive, ugly footprints everywhere I go in the snow. So my time is running out, so I'm gonna try and grab a couple last images before I lose it all. And the light's actually pretty good. I'm pretty surprised. It was like freezing rain, socked in, boring. So I feel blessed to have some good light. Thank you, Lord. It's awesome. Dude, epic light for some wallabies. Poop grub. There's some track. Little guy doesn't travel far from home, it looks like. It's so funny. Maybe he's a little mouse. Oh, there's another one. Look at this one. What's going on here? Man, this little guy's a journeyer. Think he came out of there? Or did he go up into the stuff? My goodness. That guy was a lot more brave than the other guy. Well, I had a stellar time shooting today. But yeah, if the light gets epic, maybe I'll sneak off the back porch and grab a shot that way. But yeah, so a short little walk back, and cabin's like right there-ish. So real close to where I was. So if the light gets epic, I'll come out and shoot again. And probably just of the moody looking mountains or some snow off the back porch.
Much tranquility later.
Okay, I'm sucking wind because I'm drastically trying to get down to the water. Sunset is popping off. Clouds totally cleared up and it's looking good. So I spied out those comps earlier. Plans to revisit them. Oh, the ones I took earlier. Oh, am I so gotten out of shape? Oh. I am absolutely wiped. I sprinted all the way down there. Didn't go with my gut. On an impulse, went to a different place that I didn't know. I didn't know if there was any comps there. Missed the light because I'm fat and out of shape. I know that I'd be kicking myself for not trying. So there's that. You gotta try. You gotta do it. Dude, you gotta try. Maybe the color will be enough, even though I didn't get a good shot. The color of the sunset will be enough to make it a decent shot. If any of those frantic sunset shots make it into the video, here they are.